Guys, what do y'all remember? When you're looking for an angle, any angle, what do we use if we need an angle? Huh? Inverse. Okay, remember that from last week? Inverse button is for when you're looking for angles. So even though we haven't started this problem, since it's an angle that we're looking for, you gotta bet we're gonna use inverse at some point, okay? Because that's how you get an angle with the trig function. Okay, so at some point we're gonna have to use the inverse. So here's a triangle. Let's see, angle. Let's see this one. It's so hot. 60, 30, 27. This is A, B, C, and we want this angle. Okay. So still the setup's the same. Which fraction should we use for sure? A, B, or C? A for sure, okay, because look, we know A. We have all of A. Okay, so that one for sure. So sine 60 over 27. What's the second fraction we should use here? C, okay? Because C is what we want. So B would be a really bad choice on this one, okay? So sine of X, I don't know what that is. So I'm going to call it angle C over 30. Okay, should we flip this fraction? No, okay, to me it's really funny when I see students because they get in the habit of flipping and then they want to flip everything. So they want to flip this and that creates a bigger problem because then what you want, you just sent it to the bottom. You just made life a lot harder for yourself. In this case, I just need to get rid of the 30. How do I get rid of that 30? It is dividing, so we multiply, right? So I'm going to multiply by 30. What I do to one side, I always do to the other side. And there it is, sine C by itself, okay? Now, I'm going to bring it to the left side just because I like it better on the left, but I'm just going to flip the left with the right. So sine C, just to rewrite it so you can see it better. 30 times sine 60 over 27. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Back to my original question, how do we solve for an angle? Inverse, kids. I want that to be really clear in your head because if not, you get stuck right here. This is an angle. So if I want to solve for that angle, I use the inverse function. So C equals the inverse of what? Of all that stuff. Okay, of all this stuff. So inside the parentheses, it'll be 30 times sine 60 over 27. And you chunk it in just like that into the calculator. Okay, just make sure it looks like that. Alpha y equals, again, makes it look like a fraction. Make sure you're in degree mode. Make sure it's the inverse sign, not the regular sign. And you should get a nice angle after that. So angle C equals 74.2 degrees. Okay, remember for an angle, you need inverse. We analyze 74, make sure it makes sense. Does it make sense that this is 74? And it, bless you, it does make sense because if 60, the angle 60 goes with 27, then 74 needs to go with the bigger number. And it does. Okay, so it makes sense. Does that make sense, guys, when checking? Like what I'm saying, like bigger angles go with bigger sides. Yeah, okay. Everybody good? Okay, let me let you try one of these.